Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm so excited to show you guys how I do my makeup and how the process that I go through. If you've seen my IG, you know that I already said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I am so grateful for you guys and so appreciative that you've taken the time to watch my video and ask me questions and give me feedback. I'm so grateful for it all. Today, this video is going to be longer than usual, so bear with me, guys. For my first video, I kind of want to just for you guys to get to know me completely on how I do my makeup. So I literally went through every step of how I do my makeup. So I'm literally explaining every single little thing because I know you guys had a lot of questions on IG, and I know sometimes when you're watching tutorials, you wish you could ask certain questions because everything goes so quickly. So fair warning, this video is a little long, but there's so much information, and I hope you guys take so much away from it. Today, this look is gonna be called Stone Cold Fox because the palette that I'm using is called Stone Cold Fox by Colourpop. This palette is so beautiful. I love this palette. Before I apply my makeup, I am going to prime my face. Now, primer creates a barrier between your skin and your makeup that allows your makeup to go on much more smoothly and last longer. And as an added suggestion, I suggest that you wait 60 seconds to 2 minutes before you apply your makeup, just to allow your primer to set and dry on your face. Now, if you don't wait those 60 seconds or 2 minutes, I know it's time consuming, but I promise you it's so worth it. Now, this prevents pilling or patchiness. Now, if you ever notice when you put on primer and you put on foundation right away, your skin starts to get little patches or it starts to pill, kind of looks like spills on your face. Now, this is because you did not allow your primer to dry. It is so important that you just allow it to dry at least those 60 seconds. I like to wait 2 minutes. I feel like it allows just makes my face look great, and it allows that foundation to really go in there, and the primer just does its job when you wait. Now, I like to use this primer. This is NYX First Base. This is my favorite primer. One, it's affordable, and two, it works so well with my skin. Now, I have oily skin, so with it, I'm always concerned about what type of primers I should use. This one works perfectly, but I believe this is perfectly made for all types of skin tone. And remember that you have to let it dry 60 seconds or more. So I'm just gonna wait my 2 minutes and come back to you guys. All right. So today I'm thinking about using this palette, Stone Cold Fox by Colourpop. Now, look how pretty this is. Are you kidding? So pretty. So pretty. I absolutely love this palette. I actually have her sister palette. What is it called? The Bare Necessities. That one is absolutely amazing. But for today, I think I'm just gonna go with the cool tones. I'm thinking about using that row right there. It's like screaming at me. It's literally calling my name. I already applied the concealer to this side. You can obviously tell the difference. I applied primer and my concealer. I love the Fenty Beauty eye primer. This is what it looks like. Obviously there's a bigger size, but I just decided to go with the mini size. And then I also used the Morphe concealer. This is shade 3235. Absolutely love this concealer. So this is what it initially looks like when you have the primer and concealer on. There you go. And then I use this blurring brush by Eco Tools. This is what the brush looks like. I absolutely love this brush. I feel like it does amazing things with my concealer and how it blurs it out. So here we go. And don't worry if it's going a little off of your eye. this could be easily fixed down the road once you're done. And I, just so you notice, I'm like tapping it in rather than like brushing it in. I feel like when you are able to tap it in, you have much more control. You can easily build up. You can just see the difference rather than brushing it. I already started this eye. Now, as you can see, this is the color Quarry Days. This one right here. Now on my skin, it looks a little bit darker than what it is on the palette. Now I used a warmer concealer, so I already knew that it was gonna turn out darker. If you want it to be as cool as it is on the palette, you would use like a white base. So there's some companies that sell white bases. It's like a primer and concealer mixed in one, and it literally is just white, and that will bring that cool tone to stay cool. I personally wanted to look a little bit darker, but whatever you would like. Now I would just get a brush like this and just get some of that color. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is, oh my god, I'm dropping everything. You're going to just tap that in. And like I said, notice how I am tapping it and really packing in that color. I just make sure it's a little bit above your crease, and you're just gonna keep packing that in. Oh, I am a hot mess. Okay, and you're gonna do the same for this side. So you're gonna start where your lashes are, and just keep packing that in and slowly make that your way up above your crease. Okay, so next I want you guys to get your fluffiest brush. This one I got from Morphe. It's M218. And now you're just going to get that color Truffles, and you're just gonna get a little bit. And just like how we did with that first color, we are going to just press it. Now with this, we are just transitioning. Now I know a lot of makeup artists, they like to do it in kind of like that circular motion. I prefer to just tap it. Like I said earlier, I feel like you have more control. You're able to see that transition more. You get to control how you're building on your makeup. So I feel like when you are transitioning and blending in a circular motion, you don't have control over how much build is on your makeup. Now I'm going to take, I just lost my brush. Help me. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to take this. This is also from Morphe. I don't know which brush number this is, but as you can see, it's a little slightly angled, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to take that shade Trip right here. Okay. I'm just gonna grab a little, and I'm going to apply that at my brow line. So you want that part just to be as light as possible. You're gonna get the lightest color. You're just gonna apply that right at the top. And like I said, don't worry if the product gets over here. We're gonna clean that up later. So next, I'm gonna get another tiny brush, like teensy teensy, like that. I don't know where this brush is from. My mom actually got this for me and I love them. They actually work pretty well. I gotta ask her where she got these brushes from. But now we're gonna take that dark brown color. It is called Fickle Fate. And we're just gonna take a little bit and just apply that. I'm gonna tap it in the corner. Okay. And we're gonna do the same over here. We're gonna start from the inner corner and just work our way in and out. And like I said, keep that tapping motion. Go over here and fix that. Okay. Now, without putting more product, we are going to go back to that fluffy brush that had truffles on it. And just with that leftover product, if you see that there's a little bit too much product, just tap it. And tap again. Just so it is blended and we're still transitioning our colors. Come together. Now go back to your concealer brush, and if you still have product on it, I would go back on the middle and just put a little bit more concealer. Now this is what I mean by fixing. If you notice that you have too much product closing in onto the middle, the concealer, it's gonna fix that up. So this is your time to kind of clean up those areas. So even here, just clean up, make it how you want. It's like over here, clean it. Okay. Now you're gonna take another fluffy brush and it should be a little bit smaller than the first one, just so you guys can see the comparison. So see how this one's a little bit more bigger than this one? So this is like a smaller version of this. Okay. And now you are going to take that color, Hard Place. It's so pretty. Look how sparkly. Love it. So we're just gonna take that and tap it. So this eye, I started the eyeliner just so you guys could see, but I also put concealer because I kind of messed up. Now the trick with eyeliner, I always start in that corner and just make my line and start from there and then go in onto my lash line. Now I feel like it is definitely important to get that top line down, but the bottom line, you can always go back and fix it and clean it up. So I would worry more about how you do the top line, and even if you do it thick, that is perfectly okay because you could always go to the bottom and just fix that with eyeliner and just thin it out, and it will still look good. So I get that concealer and just blend that in. Like so. Now again, I just want to make sure that I'm showing you guys every bit of how I do my makeup, just so you guys know exactly how I did it and how I'm doing it. So when I do make future videos, you guys kind of have a clue of how I got to my process. Just clean it up, and don't worry if it's not like fully blended. That's perfectly okay. We're gonna go back and fix everything with color corrector, foundation, and concealer later on. So let me just get my lash. Now I use tweezers to get my lashes on, and ladies, make sure you are always waiting 30 seconds or more for your lashes dry. I'm sure you all know, but just in case, 30 seconds or more. I'm going to show you guys how I apply my foundation with my color corrector. Now, I don't like to mix my foundation and my color corrector. If you ever notice, when you do that, underneath your eyes, obviously we have our natural coloring underneath our eyes, and it could be gray, purplish, grayish. Mine is kind of grayish. Now, when I put the color corrector, obviously that changes how underneath my eye color looks. But when I mix that with foundation, you can actually run the risk of changing that into back to that grayish color. So now if you ever notice when you're applying color corrector with your foundation, you're like, why is my under eye changing? And then you find yourself putting on more product, which should not happen. When you apply color corrector, you should be able to use less product, less foundation, less concealer. So instead of mixing it, we're just going to tap it in over your color corrector. Make sure you get into your hairline. But yeah, over. So not even completely. I applied my color corrector all through here. And even though I am still putting the foundation on the color corrector, I'm not blending it in. I'm just tapping it in. You want it literally over your color corrector. And I totally forgot to mention the foundation that I use is Fenty Beauty shade 240. Absolutely love this foundation. This is my favorite foundation. My skin is so oily, guys. Like, it is so oily, and this so far is one of the foundations that work really well with my oily skin. And I also used this brush to blend in my foundation. So you can see this how it's shaped, and I don't want to get the name wrong, so you guys see that? Micah Beauty Cosmetics is where this brush is. Next, we're going to apply concealer. Now, I only put a little bit of concealer. You don't need a lot, because when you put that color corrector, you're basically balancing out that whole area underneath your eye. So like I said before, you don't need as much product as you thought. And you can even go lighter if you like that brightening look. I love the brightening look, so I always go a little lighter. If I have color corrector on, I'll just go lighter with my concealer. Like I said, you're perfectly fine. It will just balance out. So, and even though this is where my color corrector is, like, you can see that I'm still like going over it. I want to avoid really like mixing that in, and when you press it in, you're avoiding that. You're just basically going over that area, not really like mixing the area. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Mm, mm. And I always use this brush when I'm doing my concealer. I love this brush for concealer. It's like my favorite. I'm pretty sure I told you guys what brush this was. It's blurring brush from Equal Tools, and it looks just like this. I used to use a sponge, but then I discovered the brush, and I was like, this is so much better. So now I'm going to show you guys how where I apply my concealer as well, and then where I contour. Now, the way I contour, I do it here around the nose and all the way into my eye here. Then I do where my cheekbones, um, not my cheekbones, my cheek. It's kind of like a shadow over here, and then at the top of my forehead and the sides. Now I left this cheek. I didn't do this cheek just so I could show you guys where I do it. So I don't know if you can see. I have very defined features. Thanks, Dad. I guess. Because my features are very like sharp, like sharp. So you can see mine automatically, but basically that's where I would apply my contour, and I use the one from Fenty Beauty. This is Suede. That's what the shade is called. It's the matchstick. And I just apply that right there. Now the way I tell you guys, I'm always losing my brushes when I do my makeup. They just run off the table, I swear. So again, I'm taking my blurring and don't worry if it's not like completely blended or it's kind of too light. I'm actually going to show you guys how to fix that. So like sometimes I even tend to leave this a little too like not blended. Like it'll, like you can tell like there's concealer on there. But again, I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. Okay. And then I have this from Morphe, and then this is how the brush is shaped. This is what I use to contour. This is E47. I use this when I'm contouring my nose. And I'm sorry guys if it's getting like a little like boring and I'm like showing you every single thing that I'm doing. I just want you guys to really get a feel and to like know exactly how to do certain things. I know like when you watch tutorials, you want to know more. That's kind of like the feedback that I get. So I just really want to sit here and like physically show you guys how I get from one phase to the next, to the next, to the next. So bear with me. And then I kind of just blend it in onto the side. And like you could still see like the product is not completely blended into my skin yet. And for a while it's still not going to be. I like to not completely do it because later on, this is what I'm going to show you later, you could actually go back with your foundation brush and don't add any more product. Use the leftover product from your brush and just go over those places where it's uneven. With so I use this brush, Ultimate Pop from Eco Tools. This is what it looks like. There's the brush, and I use that to go over my contour lines. So just blend that in, girl. Like, woof. So I'm gonna show you guys what powder I use. I use the Fenty Beauty banana powder. This is what it looks like. Oh, all this powder. Yeah, banana. This is used to brighten underneath the eyes. I love the brightening look underneath my eyes, so that's why I always choose the shade banana. So just put it in the top. And with powder, you could choose to bake your face or you can just simply press it in. I love baking until I learned that you can press the powder in and it'll have the same results just as baking. Sometimes I choose to bake, sometimes I just choose to press it in. Most of the time I just press it in only because it's a little less time consuming. So when I say press it in, and then you just work that in. Gorgeous. And you just keep on tapping it in and just really working that powder in. And look at that. Literally the same effect. Now, if you notice that you have like extra powder going on, just take your powder brush and just clean that up. Hello. No, I like to put powder underneath my eyes, right here on my nose, like on the side, here on my eyebrows especially, and on my chin. The only place I didn't put powder though is right here. So I'm just gonna work that in. I already put powder on my brow. I love putting powder on my brows because I know I said this a lot, but I have such oily skin, guys. Like it is so oily. So when I do my eyebrows, which I love doing my eyebrows, I also want to get it microbladed, or ombre shaded. I don't ombre shading. I don't know if I said that right, but I so want to get that done. But for now, I have to slay my brows. And when I do my eyebrows, I notice that they tend to get kind of like oily. They don't look right. It looks kind of weird. So I make sure to either bake or press in that powder on my eyebrows. And my absolute favorite eyebrow pencil is Morphe. This is the shade Chocolate Mousse. This is my saving grace. I do not go anywhere without my eyebrow pencil. Nowhere. This is my absolute favorite. This is my go-to. I they did their thing with this. The formula is absolutely amazing. Amazing. So the way that I do my eyebrows, listen, I ain't got none, but with what I got, I work with it. So I just kind of a little bit brush it up. And then I take a pencil and I kind of like line it up first, do the shape that I want, and make sure that I'm just going with like my natural brow, making sure that it is the same size and it just looks natural. So I look a little bit like a circus clown. Don't get scared, guys. I'm going to show you how I blend it in. So the colors I used was Cheeks Out Cool Berry by Fenty Beauty. This is the packaging, and then this is what the color looks like. Isn't that so pretty? Love it. So, and then I also used this brush. It's similar to the Ultimate Pop brush that I showed you guys. This is just bigger. This is called Ultimate Bluff. So I'm just going to continue to blend that in. I don't really add extra product on the blush on my face. I kind of just use whatever's left over to go over my forehead, only because I don't really like it to be too much. And then I'm also going to grab a little bit more product and apply it to my nose and my cheek. And again, don't add more product, just use whatever's left. I mean, you can add more product if you like. I just feel like my forehead doesn't need that much blush on it. I just wanted a little hint of it. And then just on my nose a little bit. Then I go back in with my foundation brush. And like I said, with leftover product, just go over it. Now for the final, well, not the final, but for my lips, this is KKW Beauty. This is in the shade Nude 2.5. So I'm just gonna put this now. My lips are like, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but my lips are like shaped weirdly. Like this side goes in a little bit more and then this side is more round. Don't ask me. Okay, it's my genetics. Now I already told you that my dad gave me these cheekbones and these like defined features. I'm pretty sure my mom gave me these unbalanced lips. Definitely got that from her. And then I'm just gonna go over it a little bit. And the eyeliner, I'm just gonna blend that in just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to use KKW Beauty lipstick in Birthday Suit. This is what it looks like. It's cute. I like her packaging. I also like how she did the shape of this. So if you guys see, it's like angled. So like it goes, it's like slanted. I like that. It just makes applying it a whole lot easier. Ooh, so now we're almost done. I just want to add a little bit of highlight. Now I don't know if you guys remember this classic right here, the Glow Kit. Oh my god, by Anastasia. Oh my god, this is such a classic. I remember when it came out, I was like, I need that. I need it. So as you can see, I definitely wore this out. But for today, I think I'm gonna use the shade Sunray. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna just brush it, just gorgeous, gorgeous. And I also like to apply some on my nose and right here on my forehead and a little on the chin. And there you go. We're done. So I hope you learned so much from it. Of course, if you have any feedback or any questions that you want to, ooh, I can't talk, that you want to ask me, definitely connect with me. I am more than happy to hear you guys out. Again, thank you so much. Bye, guys.